Want to talk about Jesus? Are you dealing with relationship conflicts? Jesus provides a process that really works when you've been done wrong. Jesus said, settle it face to face. Good morning and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. The point? To help you experience life to the fullest the Jesus way. Today's Jesus said comes from Matthew 18, 15 through 17, where Jesus said, settle it face to face. Reading from verse 15, if another believer sins against you, go privately and point out the offense. If the other person listens and confesses it, you have won that person back. There will be reconciliation, is what he's talking about. Verse 16, but if you are unsuccessful, take one or two others with you and go back again, so that everything you say may be confirmed by 2 or 3 witnesses. If the person still refuses to listen, take your case to the church. Then, if he or she won't accept the church's decision, treat that person as a pagan or a corrupt tax collector. Jesus said, settle it face to face. Now, you're probably not a very good mind reader. Well, neither am I. Jesus said you should settle it. And he told us how. And that involves a face-to-face encounter. And he gave you 3 very simple steps to deal with someone who has done you wrong. Reconciliation is the key to relationship and belonging. Mind reading isolates you into us against them, and there's where anger, fear, and anxiety dwell. If you don't deal directly with the conflict, your own internal conflict will directly impact many other things in your life. And if you don't follow the process, the recipe, these simple commands of Jesus, you won't get reconciliation or the right kind of reaction. If you want grandma's apple pie, you have to follow her recipe. And this method that Jesus gives us provides reconciliation. And if you don't use the right recipe, then you're not going to get the same results. Mind reading will get you division, judgment, whispers, and gossip, or in modern terminology, social media, right? Here's some little known facts. The way Jesus outlined dealing with fault and conflict among believers in Matthew 18 does not include social media posts. The recipe does not include going to someone else to talk about someone else. If someone wrongs you, if you're offended, the right thing to do is to go to them personally. Gossip is easy, but what Jesus said is better. But notice that you can't follow this whole process unless you already belong to a body of believers, the church. This recipe won't work if you aren't committed to long-term relationship. Now, in our society, relationships are disposable. We can easily unfollow, unfriend, pick another church. But if you don't deal with the real conflict, you just take that internal conflict with you, and the cycle just repeats itself. This Matthew 18 recipe is 3 simple steps in order. But unfortunately, most people, and I've been guilty of this, jump to the consequences of step 3 without even trying step 1. And here are those steps. First, you go directly to the person who has wronged or offended you. Most conflict is simply a lack of communication and understanding. And if that doesn't work, try again with 2 or 3 witnesses from a body of believers. And the very last resort is to bring it to the church, a group of Jesus followers doing life together. Then, and only then, if it still doesn't work, the rules of relationship need to change. And then we need to treat them like Jesus treated outsiders. Those are the steps. But here's the attitude you need to actually follow these steps. Galatians 6, 1 through 3, Paul tells us, dear brothers and sisters, if another believer is overcome by some sin, you who are godly should gently and humbly help that person back into the right path. And be careful not to fall into the same temptation yourself. Share each other's burdens, and in this way, obey the law of Christ. If you think you are too important to help someone, you are only fooling yourself. You are not that important. Reconciliation isn't about fixing each other. It's about helping to carry each other's burdens. Jesus said, settle it face to face. How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it would mean a lot to me if you like it, if you share it, if you comment. I really do appreciate you. So have an amazing day, and I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest, the Jesus way. And remember to follow Jesus today. Love first.